Hi, my lovely friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Perfect Living with Me Unique Dami, where we'll be sharing inspirational content, personal development, travel plugs, financial freedom, strategies, lifestyle, and of course living life in abundance because it is our birthright from our Creator. Today's topic is, can I visit Kenya without a passport if coming from one of the East African countries? And the answer is yes. You can visit Kenya from any of the East African community countries without a passport. And these countries are Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, Tanzania, South Sudan and Burundi. Before we dive into our topic today, let us look at Kenya as a country. Kenya is located in Eastern Africa. According to the United Nations estimates, there are 54 million people living there. Kenya is famed for its beautiful landscape, wildlife preserves, and its Indian Ocean coast plays a big role in the country economy by which goods from Arabian, Asian traders have entered the continent for decades. However, today we are focusing on Nairobi City, and it is the capital city of the largest economies in the sub-Saharan Africa after Nigeria and South Africa. Now let us look at the requirements needed. And I will be taking you through some places to visit while in Nairobi. So watch this video to the end, and don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and leave your comment in the description box below. These are the requirements. Number 1, National Identification Card. Number 2, Yellow Fever Vaccine Book. Number 3, Return Ticket if flying. Number 4, Travel Bag. And number 5, some cash of course. How do I get to Nairobi? There are 3 main ways of getting to Nairobi, and we are going to look at each in details, so get a book or paper, and a pen for your notes. Number 1, by bus. Buses are by far the most affordable mode of transport in East Africa. There are long-distance buses that travel from Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, South Sudan, and surrounding areas. For instance, a few of the major bus companies that run international lines through East Africa are Modern Coast Buses, MASH Buses, Dreamline Buses, Kampala Coach Buses, and so many others. Since we come from Uganda, let us look at the bus fares from Kampala, the capital city of Uganda. And our friends from other countries, please find out the fares at your nearest bus stations. These are classified into 3 categories: the ordinary at 80,000 Ugandan shillings, the middle class at around 100,000, and the VIP at 130,000 Ugandan shillings. And these buses take 4 to 5 hours to reach Busha border, and give immigration process 1 to 2 hours. And be ready to answer 1 or 2 questions here. Number 1, why are you visiting Kenya? Number 2, what is your duration of stay in Kenya? Once the immigration approval is done, get back into your bus, which will take 8 to 9 hours to reach Nairobi, depending on your bus. Number 2, by plane. There are so many airlines to choose from, such as Uganda Airlines, Kenya Airlines, Rwanda Air, Ethiopian Airlines, and so many others. Jomo Kenyatta International Airport is the Nairobi's primary airport. This is where you are likely to land in Kenya from wherever you are coming from. You can use a taxi, a shared shuttle, or call it matatu, an Uber, or arrange a private service from the airport to your hotel, or Nairobi City. And if you decide to use the airport taxi, make sure to settle the fares with the driver before approving the journey, or think of scheduling an Uber in advance. Actually, Uber app is the same worldwide, so there's no need of you downloading another app if you already have one on your phone or tab. And if you don't have it, please go ahead and download before setting off from your country. Number 3, buy a private car. You can enter Kenya through its land borders if you have a driver, or traveling independently. Tanzania, Uganda, South Sudan, Burundi and Kenya are all neighbors. When traveling by yourself, we advise staying informed on which land crossings are open, and the most recent regulations. And also make sure you have the right papers to drive in Kenya. You need to also examine the country's legal driving regulations. And please note that COVID-19 vaccine certificate is a must, and car insurance if driving independently. You can get around Nairobi by using a variety of methods, including taxis, public transportation, private vehicles, boda-bodas or call them motorbikes, tuk-tuks, and walking. Number 1. By walking. Walking in Nairobi is an attractive option, especially around the central business area. Most of the attractions are within walkable distances, and Nairobi has good sidewalks. And if traffic is bad, it is actually faster to walk than taking a taxi or driving. However, like any other city, Nairobi also faces a problem of pickpocketing, phone snatching, and robberies, so make sure to take safety precautions while walking around the city. It is not advisable to walk around the city at night. Always choose to use a taxi after dark. For clear information about safety, please ask the hotel staff, a driver, or your tour guide for guidelines. Number 2. By using public transport. Nairobi has several forms of public transportation including buses, matatus, tuk-tuk, and boda-bodas. And this form of transportation can be inexpensive for budget travelers. All these services can be paid with both cash and M-Pesa. Number 3. By driving your own car. Driving can be really more convenient since you choose when and at what time to move, but make sure you are knowledgeable about local driving rules and regulations. Secondly, GPS should be your friend at all times. Nairobi, or Kenya at large, is a bilingual country, but English and Kiswahili are the most used ones. So if you can hear or speak one of the two, then you are good to go. We advise to have Kenyan shillings, or US dollars with you before entering Kenya. These are the most and stable currencies used in Kenya, and most of the tourism activities are billed in US dollars. And other services like transportation, dining, and local purchases are billed in Kenyan shillings. Please note that after COVID-19 pandemic, some places are accepting non-cash payments only, so it is advisable to have both credit card and M-Pesa. 10 places to visit in Nairobi. Number 1. Nairobi City. These tours usually focus on the central business area, and often include malls like Village Market, the Hub Karen, the Thika Road Mall, restaurants, nightclubs, public parks, gardens, and other city attractions. Number 2. Nairobi National Park. This is the only wildlife park located within the capital city I have ever seen, so this gives it a special credit from all the tourists. The park is located in the downtown of Nairobi. This compact park has over 100 species of mammals, but let us look at the top ones such as lions, leopards, giraffes, zebra, cheetah, rhinos, hippos, baboons, crocodiles, and over 400 bird species. Here, you can choose to have a full or half day for visiting, and we recommend to have a tour guide for better identification of different species. Number 3. Nairobi National Museum. Nairobi National Museum is a great place to visit in the city. This museum was established by the British during colonialism, and it has been maintained, expanded, and updated after independence. This museum has been in existence for over 100 years. There are a number of galleries that focus on different themes such as Kenyan history, mammals, birds of East Africa, human evolution, art, music instruments, cultural anthropology, and others. This is where you are going to find the skeleton of Ahmed the elephant, or call it the most famous elephant. Nairobi National Museum is a great place to visit if you are looking for just one place to visit in Nairobi, due to its wide variety of displays. Number 4. Giraffe Center. Here as a visitor, you are allowed to come close and feed the giraffes. The pellets to feed the giraffe are given at the entrance after payments. It is a popular stop, and it is easy to combine a visit here with a number of other attractions. During this visit, a staff member will explain the goals of the trust, and gives some information about the baby elephants and rhinos, and how they become orphans. Number 5. Nairobi City Overview. To have the city overview, we recommend the rooftop of the Kenyatta International Conference. During the building visit, please go with your passport or identification card. And be ready to go through security check at the gate. On this rooftop, you will be able to see Nairobi City, Mountain Kenya, and Mountain Kilimanjaro in the distance. Number 6. Maasai Markets. Maasai Markets are always located in the Nairobi city center, and happens every Saturday. This is more promoted by tourists. This is where you will find things like art, crafts, African clothing, fashion accessories, carvings, souvenirs, and so many other handmade items. Number 7. Kenya National Archives. This is located in the city center of Nairobi, holding the National Archives, and requires a permission to visit. It features an electric exhibition of art and objects from across Africa. Number 8. Homestead of Kenya, Bomas. Here, you will find traditional bomas from around different cultural groups, cultural performances, restaurants, gift shop and conference center. This was established by Kenyan government to preserve traditional, cultural practices, and increasing tourism. Number 9. Uhuru Gardens. In these gardens are number of memorials and monuments related to Kenyan independence and freedom fighters. And you will find a fig tree which was planted by President Jomo Kenyatta on the spot where British flag was brought down. Number 10. Karura Forest. This forest is located in the Nairobi city, and it is being administered by the Kenya Forest Service and Friends of Karura Forest. This was gazetted in 1932, and the first path which connects Limuru Road to Kiambu Road was inaugurated in May 2009. This forest features a waterfall, bamboo forest, marshland, Mau Mau caves, and the historic church. That's what we have managed to bring for you today. However, Nairobi still has a lot of tourist attractions to visit. For example, Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, Kenya Railway Museum, Naganga Hills, Nairobi Arboretum, Parliament, and so many others. For more information like this, please don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and turn on the notification button to be notified whenever we upload a new video. Remember, the goal is to grow together and expand our territories. Today's verse is Psalms 2-8. See you in the next video. Shalom.